Well, good morning. Happy Friday, all empathic, sensitive souls. We made it through another week. How has the week gone for you guys? On Monday, we drew that details detail card. The most powerful patterns are created within the tiniest detail. Pay attention. Were you getting any nudges? Were you getting any help from your guides? Were you getting any intuition, any aha? I noticed the other day, and I had a giggle about it. I was driving to work. I'm like, I'm a little early. I should probably swing through, get gas. No, I'll do it tomorrow. So the next day I was driving to work and I'm like, I should swing through in the morning to get gas because I need to Zoom after work to go get my hair cut. So I got gas in the morning, beautiful, gorgeous day, and then the clouds rolled in, and then the storms came. So thank goodness I heeded my intuition and got gas in the morning on my way to work because I had time. Because the afternoon was insane storms, and I wouldn't have been standing out in them anyways. I was looking at a reel on Facebook, and the lady comes on and she goes, "Guess what color stone I have in my hand?" And I got, "It's pink." Look in the caption for the color of the stone. It was pink. I'm like, oh, ooh, I'm on a roll. And trying to keep my intuition going, trying to read between the lines, trying to notice the details of the undercurrent, what's going on beneath. Because they always show you a picture of a duck that looks really calm on top a body of water floating along, but underneath the duck is paddling wildly. And it's the details of the paddling underneath that a lot of times we miss. So what happened in your life this week where details? You need to follow, you need to see what's going on underneath the surface. I had a lot of that going on at work this week. There's a lot of things shifting and moving, and there's a lot of changes going on. And for me, when there's a change at work, it's usually not in my best interest. It's in the interest of the company, of course, but not for me personally. So it's been a topsy-turvy week for me trying to, okay, we can do this. One more day, one more day, one more day. And we're finally Friday. And hallelujah, I don't work weekends. So it's noticing the details. What have you seen? What have you noticed? Is there intuition kicking in? The other morning driving to work, I'm like, I should really slow down. Yep, there's a deer pop out. I was coming home from work. I think it was on Tuesday. And I'm like, the road that I take, it used to be 55. Now they changed it to 45 miles an hour. And the school buses do about 60 on there, so I'm not quite sure why they never get stopped. So everybody else drives 55 miles an hour. I'm like, you know what? I'm running late. I have to get my oil changed. I think I'm going to drive 55. Well, let's wait till we get past this crossing up here. And I was doing about 48. And I noticed a car coming at the crossing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it was a police officer. I'm like, apparently I'm not driving fast. So I slowed down to 46 because that's where the car held. I put the cruise on at 45, but it likes to creep up. I'm like, and he pulls up right behind me. And he follows me almost to the end of the road, and he turns off on another side road. And I'm like, my intuition was saying, don't go fast yet. Just hold and wait. And every time I decide I want to drive fast, it never fails. There's always a police officer. Every single time. So follow that intuition, the detail. It's time to be aware of all the fine print in all areas of your life. And that's hard because a lot of us don't want to take the time to really look at the fine print. And it's hard. And a lot of times healing ourselves is realizing that we also have toxic behavior. So we have to take a magnifying glass and look at ourselves too, and that is really hard. Finesse a project. Make small but meaningful gestures or add a personal touch to your correspondence. It's the details. Be aware everything you need to know lies in the details. I always ask help when I'm driving to keep the road clear. I always, when I get a nudge like a bird will swoop, I'll pay attention to, oh my gosh, something may be coming up. And chances are, about half the time, there is something, whether it's a deer, whether it's a tree across the road, whether there's a crazy driver, and that has happened where I top over a hill and oh my gosh, suddenly there's a car in my lane because they're passing and they didn't get around fast enough. So it's pay attention. It's those little details that if that bird wouldn't have swooped and I wouldn't have jumped and took my foot off the gas, I would have hit the car. So is that my intuition, or is that I'm getting help? My guides are helping me. My angels, my guardian angels are helping me. Clarity and transparency are key. You can gain greater understanding by observing the minute body language, offhand remarks, and fleeting facial expressions that reveal the larger picture. My coworker and I are struggling with that at work. We have another coworker who is retiring, and it's a control issue. She doesn't want to give up control of the knowledge. She doesn't want to give up control of how things are set. It's the way that she feels comfortable with, but it doesn't help the other coworker and I. And to give up that control is very hard because you're afraid that things are not going to go in a good way. And chances are, I think she'd be pleasantly surprised if she gave up that tight grip and let us make an executive decision on occasion. And the hard part is when you have a question, should I do something this way? She gets really snarky. But I have discovered that if I ask, should I do it this way, or maybe this way, then she doesn't waste the time trying to come up with a way that is not mine that I decided I could do, because it takes a lot of brain power to come up with something. If I said, should I do it this way? Oh no, you need to do it that way. But if I said, could I do it this way or that way, then she has to pick one. And it frustrates her because she can't, I don't know if she needs to prove she's smart. I'm not quite sure what the deal is, but it's hard for my coworker and I to wade through that drama day in and day out. So it's the details. What's the undercurrent? And we're trying to figure that out. So then we have to wade through the undercurrent to see, how do we talk to the supervisor about, what do we do with this? How can we get this turned around here? How can we get this to be beneficial instead of harmful? So there's a lot of, branding irons in the fire that are heating up, and I'm not sure which one's going to be pulled out. But how did your week go? Drop it in the comment, let me know. Trying to wade through, trying to get that magnifying glass, and especially when you look at yourself, is the hard part. And if you struggle with that and need help looking and being okay with what you see and realizing you have the power to change, let me know. As an intuitive emotional healer, I love helping people walk through the fire. I will hold your hand all the way through. I give you the support, I give you the help, I give you the tools that you can move forward. Even if you got that magnifying glass and you're looking at it and you're not liking what you see, you can change. we can all change. We can work to become a better version of ourselves. If you need help, let me know. Put it in the comments, send me an email, contact me. I'm here to help. I hope that you all have a fabulous weekend. I need to get heading out to work. It's Friday, one more day, yay! And then it's supposed to be a decent weekend, a gorgeous weekend. I'm so excited. Be outside, out and about, visiting the fuzzy animals that I love to visit and having a great time. So take care, everyone. Bye for now.